Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about even and odd functions, right? So in particular, this example, okay, so is this function an even or odd function, right? So this is the function fx equals to x over 1 minus 3 to the power of x minus x over 3. Okay, so in general, what is an even function and what is an odd function, right? So an even function is basically something like this, right? So if you have f of negative x, this is actually equals to f of x. Okay, so that is an even function. Okay, and what is an odd function, right? So if it's an odd function, then f of negative x would be equals to negative of fx, right? So that's an odd function. So an example of an even function would be fx equals to x squared, right? So you can see that f of negative x is equals to negative x squared, which is still x squared, right? And an example of an odd function could be 1 over x, right? So if I have f of negative x, that will give me 1 over negative x, which is the negative of 1 over x, right? So these are just examples, right? So there are many more examples. Okay, so let's go back to this question. So how do I prove that this is an even or odd function, right? So let's replace x with negative x, okay, and see where that leads to. Okay, so when I replace x with negative x, okay, I will get this function. Okay, so this will become a plus. Okay, okay, so let's simplify this a little bit. So this becomes x over 3 to the power of x minus 1. Sorry, this is a negative x here, plus x over 3. Okay, and then I can multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3 to the power of x. Okay, and then I'll get x times 3 to the power of x, and this would be 1, right? Minus 3 to the power of x. Okay, and next, I'm going to do something to this 3 to the power of x over 1 minus 3 to the power of x. Okay, so I'm going to do a long division to help me to split this up. Okay, so I'm going to do a side working here. Okay, so 3 to the power of x divided by 1 minus 3 to the power of x. Okay, so let me just write it in this manner. So negative 3 to the power of x plus 1, right? So that's the same as 1 minus 3 to the power of x. Okay, so this would be a negative 1, right? So that will give me 3 to the power of x minus 1. Okay, so that is going to be 1. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay, so I'm going to just continue here. And so 3 to the power of x divided by 1 minus 3 to the power of x is actually negative 1 plus 1 over 1 minus 3 to the power of x. Okay, so plus x over 3. Okay, so just take note that this whole thing is actually 3 to the power of x divided by 1 minus 3 to the power of x, right? Okay, so if we expand this, right, we should get negative x plus x over 1 minus 3 to the power of x plus x over 3. Okay, and if I simplify that, I'll get x over 1 minus 3 to the power of x. So this one, x over 3 minus x will be negative 2x over 3. Okay, so you can see, this is actually not an even function, right? Because this is not the same. Okay, so this is not equals to fx, right? So we just showed that f of negative x is not equals to fx. So actually, it is also not an odd function, right? So it's neither even nor odd, right? So the conclusion is neither even nor odd function. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video.